Dolphins thirsty, they never show no mercy. On the field or in the game, Miami knows how to play. Dolphins thirsty, we all get down and dirty. Tell you what you wanna know, it's the Dolphins Show. Quench your thirst for all things Miami Dolphins. They are the football kings, cause they play to win. Come on in and have some fun, whether we have lost or we have won. For all things Miami, it's Dolphins Thursday.
Good morning, Miami Dolphins. It's a fantastic Friday. Everything's good. The Dolphins play a preseason game tonight. Yes, it's not much, but the fun thing about preseason is I look for individual performances more than team. I can care less if the Dolphins win or lose, but I want to see the Lions do well and stuff like that. That's all I'll be looking for tonight. I'm sure Justin's on the same boat. Justin, it's been a while since we ran together as a team, but how are you this morning?
Doing good, man. Every day above ground is a good day. You know what I'm saying? So I'm breathing, so I'm doing well. Like hanging in there, hanging on every last little second and syllable of Dolphins chatter that I can. Obviously, I don't have as much time as I used to, but listening to the rumors flying around that we're still kind of looking for maybe some O-line help, and the Dalvin thing is still floating around out there. I'm seeing some training camp battles that are happening out there that I'm hearing some pretty good things coming out of camp. Living life, man, waiting for that first snap to come off, which the preseason kicking off tonight. If you're not aware, we got Dolphins Falcons tonight. So I'm looking forward to some of that. So other than that, just living life, baby.
Yeah, and Ender, he welcomes you back. He says, "Welcome
Ender,
back, Bud." But I think he meant Bud, probably. But but hey, it's all good. Thank you, Ender. It's always a pleasure having you in here. And as always, so you're walking that Waddle jersey. And Justin just showed me right before we came on air, showed me a nice Justin Waddle card he picked up in his collecting hobby. So that was awesome. Maybe he'll
Hell
show
yeah.
it here in a little while. It's a really cool looking card, and he showed me a cool looking Tua card as well. But yeah, so tonight, at least we start seeing things. A lot of our starters are not going to play, of course, and which is understandable. But we do want to see some of the one of the guys you called out way in the beginning is that kid from USC, the big defensive lineman. And so far, of course, it's early. Things can change quick, but so far he seemed to be getting big reviews that he's really surprising people out there. Look like
Yeah,
he
it's
right now can make the team, and he's one of the ones you circled as a possible guy making the team as a undrafted free agent. And one of the guys, our resident Bill fans in the house, but
that's cool. What's up,
it's
man?
all good. It's all
It's all
good.
good. Bill's
But
got a team, football team
one
to
of the
root
guys
for
we thought
next.
both might have a chance is Turk, and he's already long gone. And I
Oh,
understand though because it's a contract issue.
yeah.
Jake Bailey almost has guaranteed money for a punter. That's rare. So it's like he was going to have to be kicking the ball from one field to the other with super hang time for have a chance to
Right.
make it.
It
Oh, that guy's gone. But you did call out Pioli. I'm probably messing up his name.
Peely.
Yeah, Peely. There you go. And then so yeah, hey, so there are so guys like that are who I'm going to be looking
It's
for tonight.
it's something like sometimes you're in spots in your life to where you're like, yeah, I'm ready to do this, and like I'm gonna give my best foot forward. And
Yep.
then sometimes you get into some situations where you're just a little bit above your head, and you're like, oh, I'm a little bit over my head. The guy I was really high on was the Anthony Montalvo kid. His tape just looked like it was going to translate. And sometimes you get in these situations and it just doesn't work out for you. That's why they brought in the kid they just brought in, the former Alabama kid, the Deshaun Hand kid.
Oh
So
yeah,
they
I don't
brought the
have him.
Deshaun Hand kid in because he's a veteran. He's done this before. The Deshaun
Right.
Hand's tape is real similar to someone like a Zach Sealer who will get skinny,
Right.
get after it, a great run defender. The Montalvo kid's just not ready, but maybe the Brandon Peely kid, he's stout. Maybe he's a little bit more put together and ready for this kind of a situation, this kind of a battle. I remember this list we went over early.
Yeah.
A couple of them are still sticking around, like the Aubrey Miller, the Julian Hill,
And
The
this Mitchell Agude, I'm hearing good things about him around. So
I really was. I was hearing some really great things about him when the pads weren't on, but now that the pads are on, it's kind of disappearing a little bit.
yeah, I know that's what happens a lot of times. Some people are
Yep,
the
it sure
workout
does.
warriors.
But you
Well,
remember,
hopefully
like
he said
the
that's why
guys I was
those are
really
the
high on, like the Garrett Nelsons and the Brandon Peeleys, and those guys are
yeah
still around. So the
yeah
Garrett Nelson kid, I think there's something there. You remember me talking to you about this Nebraska pass rusher with heavy
hmm
hands and very
You were
high
very
IQ.
excited when the Dolphins picked them
Very
up.
excited that we picked up that Nelson kid. So I can see someone like that sticking around, a Peely sticking around. Aubrey Miller's going to get his chance tonight to really show what he can
So
do.
and
Um,
that's what you said tonight. That's perfect. That's
Tonight.
what these games. This game's like Super Bowl for these guys tonight. Because like veterans are like, a preseason game, but for these guys, they got to play it like it's a Super Bowl because their roster spots on the line. And that if they can't make the Miami Dolphins, other teams watch the film and they're saying, hey, this guy he couldn't make the Dolphins, but he could probably be a good fit with us. So this is the time they got to go out there and play every down like it's
Like
the
it's their
last down of
last,
their life.
it's the last down they have. It's funny that you bring that up, Rob. I was, on the couch last night and I was watching the Vikings and who was it? The Vikings and whoever
The
they played last night.
the
Yeah,
Seahawks, yeah.
Seahawks and the Vikings. Seahawks defense is all over the place. Wow. Impressed. But the one guy who kept standing out to me was the one guy that everybody passed in the draft. And he's an undrafted free agent, but he scored over 100 on my SRS scorecards, was that Ivan Pace Jr. I watched that dude go up into the pile, take a guard, punch him in his mouth, and take 2 for 1, meaning he got the guard and he got the running back at the same time, jumped up and was like, what? See, I'm trying to tell you, dude, these eyes, man, when they see something like that and it starts to translate to the game,
Yeah.
don't be surprised if somebody like that comes out of nowhere and everyone's like, oh, who is this Ivan Pace Jr. kid? Well, it's no surprise to someone like me. I turned on the tape already and was like, this dude's lights out, and this is why. Of course, there'll be some guys I might say that about. They all don't pan out. Like the Anthony Montalvo kid's probably just not ready yet. It takes more seasoning for these guys, but I'm hoping the Dolphins will get lucky with some of these guys like a Brandon Peely, Aubrey Miller. I'll give you a name right now to watch out for that no one's talking about. And I know everyone's Mitchell Agude and all these other kids, right? Is the Randy Charlton, the guy who's out of, I think it was, I forget what it was, Southern Mississippi or Missouri, one of those two schools he had down there. But the Randy Charlton kid's a power rusher. He's somebody who's stout at the point of attack, very heavy with his hands. He's not a finesse guy like
you were right, Mississippi State.
Yeah, Mississippi State. He's not a finesse guy like the Mitchell Agude kid is. He's more of a power rusher, I don't know, he's like a tweener, hate to say an Aaron Donald because he's nowhere near that, but
of course, I know, but like a little bit of like his style or whatever.
Yeah, his style is
not his
power.
Performance, but his style.
Yeah, exactly. His style is more power than finesse. Like he'll beat the crap out of you with his hands. So I think that gives him an edge up. But I think the Dolphins are looking for something a little bit more like his style, something that's more power rusher. Like I know that Agba hasn't had a good camp or anything like that, but somebody more like him. Like I heard Omar Kelly talking about it, and he's like, man, I don't like him standing up. I like him with his hands in the ground. I'm the same way Omar Kelly is. I think you're losing his power from his explosiveness to come up when it's preloaded out of the stance. Like he's just standing there. He's just standing straight up. It's no good to me. You need to use someone like that down low, power, and just use his power to go get upfield. I am hearing some good stuff about Jalen Phillips, which is like super encouraging because that's somebody I'm a big fan of Jalen Phillips. I have been since before he was even in a Miami Hurricanes uniform. I think Jalen Phillips is going to have a breakout season, like flirting with defensive player of the year-esque type season. I'm expecting him to be all over the field. I just have in my memories glimpses of him last year tipping balls down, almost coming up with interceptions, a half a step away from a sack here, a sack there. I mean, I don't know how many he finished with, but he could have had 17 of them last year if you just close the deal. Like when it comes to that last little second of burst to get to the guy, This year, it's going to be different, and he's going to close the deal, and he's going to make the plays.
What?
I'm hearing him about setting the edge, and I heard last year that was a lot of the problem with him not being on the field all the time. This year, he's setting the edge of the defense. He's making it an emphasis to get in there and show what he can do. So watch out. Sky's the limit with a guy like that.
I hope so. And then if Scotty comes in here later, he's been saying 15 for 15 all off
I could see it
season.
being more than that. I could see it being a lot more than that.
Yeah, so that'd be good. He's all the shows saying 15 for 15.
I'm
So,
with you.
but hey, and then hopefully Chubb steps up to the plate this year, and if he can even do half of what Phillips can do this year, then we're gonna have a dynamic duel out there, meeting at the quarterback at times. So
Right.
so
Man, can you even imagine? I've been hearing a lot of people talk about how the Rams are going to be sellers at the deadline, and that their team ain't going to be all that great. Man, if I'm the Chris Greer right now, I'm already calling up the Rams. What you want for Donald right now?
Yeah, exactly.
I'll give you assets now. You imagine throwing Aaron Donald into what you already got. Put that.
Oh no, then you're dominant for.
Oh God, you'll eat people alive, bro. Put that behind
inside, outside.
Wilkins on one side, Sealer on the other side, Donald on the others, in between them, right, playing the one tech. Then you go throw Jalen Phillips on the other side of that and Chubb on the other side. No one's stopping that, bro.
The quarterback better have a swivel on his. The quarterback better have a swivel on his head.
Yeah, if you were to add something like that, it would be insane, man. It really would. I don't know what their next move is going to be. I know that they're still flirting with the dude I've been wanting since day one of free agency, and that's the Dalton Reisner. I heard is kind of picking up a little bit of steam. It's I think it's Vikings, Dolphins, something like that. I heard.
Okay. That's good. I know you liked him from day one. You liked him over in some of the running backs everyone wants in Miami and all the other, because you're until you fix that line, the running backs aren't even that big of a thing. So you've been on that from day one. So I agree with you. It'd be nice because there's still Dalvin Cook rumors are not going to stop until he finally either comes to Miami or goes to the Jets or wherever he goes. It's not going to stop. So
no, it's crazy though. But we're even players that are on the Dolphins team are talking pretty high about Devon Achane, off the chain, Achane.
Yeah, there you go. I like that line.
They're talking about this guy might be really good. He might be lights out, like Chris Johnson-esque is what I've heard him compared to. Yeah. It's really funny, man. Me and my buddy Kevin, the Colorado Explorer, stops in here once in a while.
Yeah, he comes in here sometimes.
We were chatting a little bit, and I think, this is my opinion, and he agreed with me, the Dalvin Cook is the last little, and Reisner would be the last little sprinkle on top to make this team and this offense untouchable, because not only do you have Waddle and Hill, which is going to occupy everything deep, 15 yards and past. Do you see what I'm saying now? Now you have someone like an Achane and a Cook who can eat, if they're coming out of the backfield for passes.
Oh yeah, no, that's
whatever it is. Now you got guys who can run the choice options and jerk routes over the middle of the field. This offense will be lights out. You won't be able to cover it. You won't be able to cover the middle of the field and everything deep in the deep quarters back without giving yourself an opening hole somewhere. It's impossible. For sure.
So, impossible. There's no way there's a linebacker in the league that can cover Achane
or Cook out of the backfield. So imagine putting both of them on the field at the same time. So basically what I'm saying to you is you have Hill, Waddle. I put Achane on the field too, and I put him in the slot, right? And then I put Cook in the backfield. Stop that. Now where's the ball going? Do you understand what I'm saying to you now? There's so many weapons right there, dude. No one would be able to game plan for that. You would dominate the league, and your defense is going to be just as good as your offense is going to be. I know it because of Vic Fangio's running it. Once he gets the guys in there that he wants, that he's like, no, this guy can do the job the right way. And I know it's a coverage thing right now. The safety. Remember, I was like, safeties. They're going to keep adding safeties. What did they do? They added a bunch of safeties. Why? Because they're worried about someone getting beat deep. Not in front of them, because they know they can come forward, but deep. And the only one I've heard that can do it is another guy that I fell in love with last year, and that's Elijah Campbell. I heard this dude's turning heads. He can play deep free safety, box safety. Hell, he can play corner. I mean, you could put this guy all over the place, and that's what they're looking for, is a high football IQ and the acumen not to get beat where you need to be when you need to be there.
Right. So our resident Bills fans asking a question. First, I would say mine, but Justin's more of a resident better. To me, point spreads in the preseason absolutely mean nothing because they know some teams aren't even going to try. But he's taking a little shot at us that we are 2.5 dogs tonight, which we are. They said that I heard that on the radio. And he thinks, oh, is that represent the lack of depth on them? I don't think it has anything to do
No,
with
I
that.
think that's Vegas being Vegas and no one being. Yeah, it's the same old Dolphins. I get it, bro. I get it. Let's see what happens once we hit the field, though, because that's what's gonna change perception, and that's what's gonna change people's minds when the team hits the field. If they play like they're supposed to play, and that's like lights out, I'm trying to show you what I can do right now. Then this team's ready to go. And then when we get out there in week 1, regular season, that'll be the real tall sign.
No, like I say, if we were playing the Falcons in the first season of the regular season, the Dolphins would be favored over the Falcons. This preseason is really hard. Justin, if you bet on them, I'm sorry, but honestly, if you're betting on preseason football, you're really a degenerate. This is
I definitely haven't put no money down on preseasons, but I will give you one I did put just yesterday, and it's Jalen Phillips to lead the league in sacks. I don't care what anybody says to me. You can talk to me about, well, this guy and Bosa and this and that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, watch this dude. Because I'm going to tell you right now, dude, if he comes out with the passion.
That's probably a decent payout, right?
Yeah.
Is that a decent payout one to Phillips, or is he pretty good low one?
No, it was great. It was like plus 3,500. I think I put I think I did $25. I think it's like $1,300 or something like that.
Oh yeah, hey, that's great, man. So
I mean,
hey, that's
I
like no harm, no foul. No harm, no foul at that point.
Exactly. I was like, it's worth it. Like, I just have had a feeling about this for weeks, actually going on a month now, that this kid's gonna break out and this is his season. Like, I just think it's something that's gonna happen. Like, I feel it in my heart. So I was like, I'm throwing it down, man. It's a smart bet because I think he's going to come out very motivated, very willing to show like, hey, you got the best pass rusher in the draft that year. And I'm him, number 15. I'm that guy. And he's going to do it, man. Like those little plays he didn't make last year, he's going to make this year. And it's because he's got his body ready to go.
Yeah, I'm very with you. I'm very big on Jalen Phillips heading into this year. And good morning, GG Live. Good morning. Welcome as always.
GG in the house.
Yeah. But so I'm with you. I think Phillips is going to stand up. Who I want to stand up is Chubb because I wasn't as thrilled as some people when we traded that first round pick for Chubb. And now I want him to show me because I know people say, oh, he is helping the team, and he is. But when you give him that kind of money and you give up a first, I don't want him helping the team. I don't want him helping other guys. I want him getting stats and numbers.
Bro, I wouldn't worry about that. Like that's why you're worried about it, and I'm like, And the reason why is because I know when he's healthy and locked in and fully engaged, and he didn't just get here halfway through the season. Yeah. We're going to get what we've traded for. Watch, and you're going to have pressure coming off of both edges that's going to be relentless. I mean, I watched a dude in Denver. I know what he can do. I scouted him. He's a good pass rusher, stout. He's exactly kind of like the Randy Charlton. He's not a finessey guy. He can beat you with finesse, but he's more of a power rusher. That's his game, bro. That's what he does. You should be concerned more about a guy like an Emmanuel Ogbah, who's going to be getting $17 million this season, has a one-trick pony, which is a bull rush, and he bats and passes down at the line of scrimmage. So we're paying $17 million for that. Well, Randy Charlton.
Yeah, I know. I don't even know what he's doing this. I haven't heard much of his name at all. He's like almost a forgotten dude.
$17 million. I would offer to pay half that and half of the Cedric Wilson and be like, and I'd pull these young guys into those spots. That's what I would do.
I agree. And Mr. Buffalo fan, I think you should be worrying more about your Bills and Jets game than worrying about who the Dolphins are playing in week 1.
Bro, he's just trolling, bro. He's just trolling.
He's just trolling, but I'm just saying that, I hate the Jets, so it pains me to say it, but the Jets could very well beat them that first game. So
I got some news for all of y'all. It's all I'm hearing here, even in Colorado, bro. And I'm sick. I hate the Jets, bro. Okay, I don't like that team. I'm so sick of hearing about Aaron Rodgers and the damn Jets on my TV. I turn the damn thing off and I walk away. And the reason why is because I'm sick of it. And then guess what I'm hearing now? Well, now there's a help for wanted sign out in front of the Jets office, and that's for an offensive line because they can't block. Yeah. And you're going to go up against this defense? When we play the Jets, bro, I want to make a statement. And, I literally want him on the ground 4 times, sacks, and I want him on the ground
that'd
all
be good.
day.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
another
I don't
thing
know.
I'll
I
give
think
you
our
too about
bump.
the Jets. Everyone, oh, they're going to Super Bowl. Jets are going to Super Bowl. Do you realize how old that dude is? He's almost getting into his 40s, right? And he's going to play
Yeah,
14 games on turf. He's getting ready to play 14 games on turf.
right.
14.
Yeah, I know. And let's face it, he's no
Good
Tom
luck.
Brady as far as long. Not many guys because people are saying, "Well, Tom Brady did it," but there's very few Tom Brady's walking around the earth
I'm going to make a
that can.
prediction right now. They're going to have trouble keeping that dude upright, and he's going to get sacked. And you better prepare right now. They better go make a trade for Zach Martin from the Cowboys right now if they want Super Bowl in New York, because you better keep that dude upright or it's going to be a long season for the Jets. Just like what Russell Wilson had last year, that's going to be the Aaron Rodgers and the Jets this year if you don't get that thing blocked right.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Bills fan, your Bills are always the darlings to start the season, and then they always find a way to choke and don't reach their goal. So I don't know. We'll worry about that come playoff time. See if
They
they,
better worry about the chemistry going on between the quarterback and their star wide receivers still. They still have
yeah,
that
and
problem
defensive
going on.
coordinators
You know,
stepping down and
I'm
all that
starting to
good
think that
stuff.
their window has gotten smaller than the Dolphins now. So their little keyhole window they had for that Super Bowl, dude, that thing's
Yeah,
down to like a minute little of an inch. You can
yeah,
slide a piece of paper through. So they better
yeah.
figure it out.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I agree with you. But let's get talk about this. So the Dolphins tonight, like I say, it's preseason. I don't get overly excited about preseason, but like I said, the individual matchup. Like I said, I would like to see what Miller does tonight
Yeah.
and some of these. Let's see how our offensive line. I think our offensive line, they should start every preseason game. I don't care. I'm in the starters because they're not that other than of course Armstead, rest that man, of course. But anyone else, they should be playing because they haven't proven enough that they're a unit yet. So they
You
need to
know
get all the
what?
reps.
You're hitting on a key point, man. You really are, because Armstead's not playing the preseason. He probably won't even take one snap. So
Right.
what that says to you, who wants to be the back swing tackle? Who wants to plead the left tackle too? Who wants to be that guy? And so far, that's stood out, at least to me, is Kendall Lamb. Kendall Lamb probably understands that he's been in this league for a little while. This might be one of his last chances to catch on with the team and stay and like do it
Yep.
and like be there, be part of it. So I would look for Kendall Lamb to take a bunch of snaps at left tackle. I would look for Isaiah Wynn to be in at left guard a lot. I would look for Liam Eichenberg to trash can it around wherever he's going to play at, which is going to be either at left guard or you might even see him playing a little bit of left tackle, unfortunately.
Right. Yeah, I know. And he might play center in a pinch because they were saying,
Maybe.
so I mean, I think Eichenberg's gonna make the team. I just hope it's not as a starter. So, that's my main thing.
You
So
want to know what? It's so crazy right now. If you want the best starters in front of you, you've heard me say this now for years. I like Connor Williams at center. I
right.
thought it would work out. I knew it would last year, so it did. But we're still seeing high snaps in camp, high snaps here, high snaps there. If it was still me, I would still go ahead and flirt with it a little bit, and I would go poach like that Russie off of the Patriots practice squad. You know what I'm talking about? His name's Cody Russie. He's like the fourth or fifth dude on their depth squad right now, and he can play. You put him in center. You put Connor over at left guard, and you have Tyrone Armstead at left tackle, Hunt at right guard, and then all you got to deal with and worry about is that right tackle spot.
Right.
Which I don't know. I've heard some favorable stuff about Austin Jackson in camp, and I've heard some.
I know. That's
It's
why I say
Austin
he's
Jackson.
very mixed. In the beginning of it's very bad. In the past few days, supposedly he's gotten a little better. So we're gonna
I heard
see.
he's had
But to
some
me,
I heard he's had some one-on-one reps with Jalen Phillips where he held his own. That's what I heard.
yeah. Yeah, so hey, we will see. So let's see. I hope it comes to be. I mean, we spent a first round draft pick on him, and he has to play up to that level. And it's not
I'm
even
not
close. I
sold.
know.
I'm not like if we're having problems now in camp and everyone's like Eichenberg's barely holding on to the left guard spot, well, he's not going to win. He's not going to win. No pun intended. Win is going to win that spot. Like I told you, bro. I said that from the beginning. I said this 3 months ago when we got him. I was like, Win will be the left guard. And remember me telling you because no one's
No,
talking
you
about
did because everyone was putting him out at tackle and everything,
Yep.
and you were
No,
saying
he'll be
guard.
guard. He'll be the left guard. And no one's
Yeah,
talking about Cedric Ugbuie. No one's talking about Cedric Ugbuie, dude. No one.
yeah,
And I'll be honest with you, you're not talking about him now, but you will be once he starts to take Austin Jackson's lunch because it starts to get into veteran time and Cedric Ogbue's been here before. He's like, I know what has to happen now. This is go time now. So if Austin Jackson can't set himself aside from Cedric Ogbue,
Yeah. No. I know. I know. I agree. He better. I hope he doesn't almost. If I don't know, I want him to. I want him to stand up and be like a first round pick. But Cedric Obles also. So they both have the pedigree of being high talent players. But Cedric O's proven when healthy he can
he can
play
play
at a
at a high
right.
level. Yep. I'll
And
be honest,
Austin
the
Jackson
guy.
has not shown that on a consistent
No,
basis. He's
not at all. Not at all.
like because every so often he'll have that game and you're like in his rookie season, like, okay, we may have hit on him. He's gonna have his rookie bumps, but some games he did well, but then the next game he would be horrible again. It's just that's been the course of his career so far. So
It's really funny because it's crazy, but his career projection, Austin Jackson's, is reminding me of exactly of a Billy Turner. And look where Billy Turner's at today.
I know.
Good, dude. He's good. But it
Yeah,
took
and we
all
let him
that
go.
time. It took
Yeah.
all that time in order to develop. So you got to ask yourself, are we in the moment of waiting to slow cook this tackle? Because
Yeah.
I don't think we are. I think he needs a change of scenery, and Liam needs a change of scenery right now. And you need to just plug something else in there, dude. Right now, just go ahead and throw something else in there because it's not working, bro. Like
No,
we'll
it's not
figure
working
this.
on the Dolphins for what they want to
No,
do or whatever. It's just not working. And he's been under two different coaching staffs. So it's not like, oh, he got changed the scheme and he's not good because of the new,
no.
he wasn't good in the first one. So
You want
it's
to know
just
what?
like,
Sometimes you can only do so much for these guys, and you're only going to be as good as you're going to be. And there's nothing more I can do for you to give you an edge as a coach, as a mentor, as anything. Like look at Butch Berry, guys. He was over there like, go, go, go on these guys'
yeah,
butts the other day because he knows what has to happen and he knows they have to be more aggressive. See, and that's what leads me to my next point. I'm more interested to see Ryan Hayes, the 7th round draft pick out of Michigan, than I
wow.
am to see Eichenberg or Austin Jackson. I'm not going
And
to
that more
bullshit you.
stems from because you already know what those guys have shown. And
I
it
know what
doesn't,
they can do. I want to see
right.
Ryan Hayes, though. What if you put Ryan Hayes in there and all of a sudden you start becoming this wall? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I need to see that.
I mean, the man obviously has sun talent. He played for a major football program like Michigan. All of his started from day one, basically at left
Bro,
tackle. Yes, he's not going to be a left tackle in this league probably, but he can play on the other side
yeah, I
probably.
bet
And
you he could play right tackle. I bet you he could play left guard. I bet you.
yeah,
I'll be honest with you, man. I think he can do it. And the reason why is because I know his background. He started off as a tight end. They moved him to line. He's like a guy who has always been there. He's very consistent. He's always like where he's supposed to be. He's not Austin Jackson. He's not Liam Eichenberg. His feet follow his eyes. It's not like Liam Eichenberg looking over here, knowing he needs to go over there, but it's not over there. He
yeah.
actually is over there. See, and that's a big
There's
thing.
my Scotty. I dropped
Bro,
your name again earlier, Scotty. We were talking about Jalen Phillips. But there's a large part of the fan base that is signing, believe it to be Armstead Wynn. That is going to look like Thomas Wynn.
yeah, that's exactly what
Hey,
I saw from the beginning. That's why I said he'll be the left starting guard.
yeah,
And not only that, but with this intention, Scotty, know this. This is how I seen it from the beginning. Isaiah Wynn is here to eventually take Teron Armstead's spot at left tackle, but you're going to play him on the left side because he's going to be getting used to it, and then you're going to slide him out there. It's going to be a seamless transition because he's already going to be playing left guard, and now you're going to be like, I need you to play left tackle. See, and I know people that are in this fan base like, I hate that. If he's a tackle, he's a tackle. If he's a guard, he's a guard. No, bro. That's not how it works. This is football. You have to be able
yeah.
to, if you can play all 5 spots like Connor Williams can, I want you to play for the Miami Dolphins. And the reason why is because we need you. You're not going to have a guy who's just a guard or pigeonholed. He's just a center or he's just no, you're an offensive lineman. You'll play where I tell you to play.
Right. No, I agree with you on that take. It would be good though to have like back in the day, like a superstar at one of those positions where he's just the guy at that position only, like Dwight Stevenson and Richmond Webb and stuff like that. But we don't have that on this other than Armstead at
I
left
think we
tackle.
got one. I think no one's talking about it like a lot, but I think Robert Hunt is that guy. I think yeah. Oh, absolutely. I knew when we got that dude out of Louisiana, the Raging Cajuns, and I watched his film. I was like, that's a guard. That's a dude who finishes blocks. That's a dude who means what he blocks. You know what I mean? Like he gets out there, he really is trying to destroy you, and I like that. I think
I like that a lot too. And he's at a mixed camp too. The whole offensive line has, but like I said, it's hard to tell. And like I said, I think the joint practices. Some people, oh, the Dolphins weren't dominating the Falcons in joint practice, but I don't look into that too much either, because a lot of time I listen to old coaches and they say it doesn't really mean much of anything, because a lot of time McDaniel would tell the Falcons coach, hey, I want to test this guy against your guy. We're going to run. They actually basically tell each other what they're going to do. And they go, and he goes, okay, and then they do that because he goes, oh,
Exactly.
he goes, okay, we would put that guy on your offensive lineman.
No, it's true. It's exactly how any practice is structured. You go to I'm defensive line coach. I'll go to the offensive quarterback. Yo, I'm going to work on my blitz package today. So you need to be ready to counter that. And that's how I would do practices. Like, I would come at you and I'd be like, and the reason why I would do that is because all you're doing by taking our massive, really good defensive line and front seven and throwing it at the offensive line is you're making them better. Practice after practice, day after day, film session after film session. These guys are getting better. They're continuing to grow as a unit, as men. It's something beautiful, and that's why you just need to keep throwing it at them, because eventually they're going to come around and start throwing it back, and then you're going to get where you want to go, because that's what you're trying to do, is you're trying to create a positive energy. It's good battles going on. So it's just good stuff. And then next thing you know, you're going to have a full team of complementary football, which you got good defense, good offense, great special teams. Now you got a football team. See, and this is the whole point, is why you want these things to work this way. That's why back in the past, I was like, no, you're not having a position battle. Like, Liam Eichenberg does not sharpen so-and-so at guard, Robert Jones. That's not going to do it. You need someone who's been there, who's done that, who's fought in the battle, in the trenches, to sharpen that iron. Like the Deshaun Hand is going to make Peely that much more better. Trust me, the Garrett Nelson, the Deshaun Hand being here is going to make Garrett Nelson that much more better, because when it happens, it's a psyche in the brain. And the guy who's in that position is like, oh, dude, they brought in somebody to take my spot. I got to go all out. No, I got to make every play. And that's going to bring out the best in everybody you have on your team. So you want that at every single damn spot. And that's the only way to win. That's it.
Competition across the roster is beautiful. Steve with a little trolling this morning.
Maybe you're right.
Believe me, he doesn't feel that way if you listen to him.
Maybe you're right. Maybe he will be an all-pro. But it might not be with the Miami Dolphins, is all I'm trying to say.
That'd be the worst part. That'd be so Dolphins if that happened. But Steve is definitely
that's why the
trolling, because he's no fan.
That's why the coaching staff is like saying, hey, you guys are worried about it. I'm not, because they're going to hold to their guns and be like, no, I traded to pick him. We traded up to get him. I'm keeping him. Austin Jackson's a first-round pick. No, I'm keeping him. I'm trying to prove that I'm right. They're being stubborn, because if he's not that, he's not going to be that. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah. Well, Scotty disagrees with you a little bit. He likes a guy. He wants them to be. He doesn't like the jacks of all trade. He wants solid. I agree to somewhat. If you have a superstar at one position, like a Dwight Stevens, and you don't want him moving, like when you have, if you get a guy that.
This isn't football back then, bro. This isn't 1970s.
I know. I'm just saying, but you do want starters that want. You do want to define left tackle. You do want to define, but then you want the backups to be able to play multiple positions.
I disagree wholeheartly, and the reason why is because that's not how it's done. It's not done like that no more. It's never.
No, I know it's not. But I'm just saying. I kind of agree that I believe it. Like, you want your left, like Armstead, he's not going to move around. He's your left tackle no matter what.
If you needed him to move, he's moving.
Yeah, well, if you needed him to, but yeah, he's basically your left tackle.
Well, yeah, but you want people to be versatile. You want that.
Oh no, I do agree in versatile, because it does help, because people are going to get hurt during a game, and you're going to have people move. I do agree with you on that point, but I
disagree with the statement you just made right there. I disagree, bro. He's not a true swing guard. He's played tackle in this league, hasn't he? He started at right tackle, right? All right, cool. So he can play guard and he can play tackle.
But no, I agree with you. You do need players that can step up and play, because people are going to get hurt during the game. But I also kind of, like I said, I'm on the fence on this one, because I do want a defined starter at each position that hey, if he doesn't get hurt, this is my center the whole year, unless he sucks, of course.
Well, to a point, you have defined starters. Yes, of course, we want Armstead to be the the left tackle. Of course, we want Connor to be the center. That's what they envision. But this is the whole thing about offensive line, or even defensive line, or anywhere on a football field. But things are going to happen. You're going to have things happen on your football team. Jalen Ramsey goes down. Now what? See?
I agree. That's where I'm agreeing with you. Yes.
Exactly. You have things you have to scave. You have things you have to get over. That's why you can't pigeonhole one dude and be like, he's a guard. No, he's an offensive lineman. He's going to play where I tell him to play. If he's going to take snaps, if he has to take snaps, you got to take snaps.
No, you're right. I mean, that's when, unfortunately, Ramsey went and got hurt. But Ramsey, before getting hurt, when they asked him about being a cornerback, he goes, "No, I'm a defensive back."
Thank
He
you.
goes,
Thank you.
right.
He's just
So,
like
yes.
me. This is the day and era, you guys, of positionless football. I don't care what anyone says to you. This is it. We're in it. You're living it right now. There's guys out there who play numerous different spots on the football field. And guess what? As a coach and someone who has background in football like me, that's beautiful.
No,
That's
I agree.
want.
I mean, other than, of course, quarterback and stuff like that,
I mean, there's guys out there who play running back who actually can just throw it around a little bit and make themselves look like
the
quarterback.
guy out there at the Saints and stuff, he does his crazy stuff.
I honestly think that's beautiful, man. That's football. That's a football player. Those are the kind of guys I'm attracted to because I'm like, damn, he makes football plays and football actions when they have to happen. And then you got guys who are just pure athletes. They just run around fast. That's not a good mix. You want a complete football player. I mean, he's a wide receiver by trade, but man, he might be able to throw some cornerback like Troy Brown used to for the Patriots. Get back there and play both ways. Why? Because you've seen him do it in practice. Those are the guys I like on my football team.
No, of course, I like that too, especially in the backup positions too, because
everywhere, sprinkled in everywhere.
I know. That's what I say. Like I said, but I do like my defined, especially along the offensive line, because it's been so long since the Dolphins have had a solid offensive line that stayed healthy the whole season, that they performed well high at the whole season. So that's why I understand why you do need like a Feeney that can play center or guard if needed, if he gets thrown in there. Or even Eichenberg, they would try and, he's played tackle in the NFL. He's played guard early in camp when Connors, held out for a little while, and then, before the main camp, they had him taking snaps at center. So I understand your philosophy 100%. You want versatile guys, but you also want a cohesive starting unit every week, which is never going to happen in the NFL. Never has any team ever gone through a whole season without bumps and bruises and guys being gone. But ideally, if you're dreaming at night, you're laying there saying, "Oh, if you're an offensive line coach, I hope this guy stays healthy. Well, my whole starting five stays." Or say I did the math wrong, but whatever.
That's why when you say you want a guy who's labeled as a pure starter, he's a left tackle. Yes, ideally you want that across your whole line, but I think it should be with a fine line. Do you understand what I mean? With a fine line, like there's a fine line to being like he's a left tackle, to being like no, he's an offensive lineman. Like literally, if you can do it, you can do it. Like that's why I hate pigeonholing guys into one spot or another, because you never know what you might be able to get out of them. That's like you're holding them back, bro. Don't just hold a dude back.
No, I agree on that. And I agree. In camp, get them, try to learn, see what they can do, so you can say, "Hey."
That's why.
No, I agree, because you might say, "Oh, we drafted him as the tackle, but he looks overmatched." But you move him into guard, and he could be like an all-pro style guard. So
it's crazy. You drafted Liam Eichenberg as a tackle. You're like, "Oh, damn, you can't play tackle. Can you play guard? Oh, you can't play guard. Let's see if he can snap the football." See, there's a whole philosophy here. What can you do for me? Do you understand what I'm saying? That's why they're trying that stuff, you guys. I'm no fool. I wasn't born yesterday. That's why they're doing it. They're trying to be like, listen, what can you do for us then? Because if you can't play guard and you can't play tackle, can you snap? Maybe we could hide you. Maybe we could hide you and your inefficiencies at center. See, because it's easier to hide them that way. Yeah, it's easier to hide any offensive lineman's inefficiencies at center than at guard or at tackle. They're going to get their butts beat with technical inefficiencies at tackle and guard. At center, you can be like, snap the ball, then go help the guard. It's a lot, you know what I mean? There's a lot going on down there, you guys. It's not as easy as it looks. It's hard.
No, I know. And RL is in the house, one of your good buddies. So RL, thank you as always. And Steve, like I said, we need to find a left guard. We should be fine. I agree. We need to get someone that can step up. Yeah.
You have a left guard. Isaiah.
I know you're saying win, so you're saying it's going to be win, and I hope you win, because that's who I want, and because that gives me some hope. If you're telling me day one, I read the starting chart and it's Eichenberg at left, I'm like, here we go again. So I'm with you. At least that would give me some hope. He may prove he can't do it, may prove he can, but at least I would have hope right now. And I want to have hope if it's Eichenberg starting game one.
You make me laugh so much, man, because you're like, if I see week one and it's penciled Term Armstead, Liam Eichenberg, Connor Williams, Hunt, and Jackson. You're like, oh, here we go again. I said the same thing to myself, but honestly, I'm not going to be discouraged if it's that lineup I just said right
because
there.
that's who the coaches are picking. So.
Exactly. I'm going to know that they're hard-headed and they're being like, no, we're going to stick to our guns. But it does give me a ray of hope once they see it over and over again. The same thing they got in practice, the same thing they got in preseason with him getting beat consistently on the edge, his hands getting overmatched and cross his face and inside from Liam. They're going to make the changes because they're going to be like, yo, this is red flags. We're going to get our quarterbacks hurt again. So you just have to make the moves when you have to make the moves. You can't hesitate. You just go.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Scotty. Maybe AJ gets beat, but I agree with you. Our Armstead win, Connor, Hunt, AJ. I agree right now. And that's what it's looking like because they've been saying it, and he's been lining
Until
up
it's
at the start.
not.
I know you don't think so. You think Cedric O is going to beat him out or someone.
I pray to God anybody beats him out. The reason why is because I don't want my quarterback getting hit. I want to keep him upright. I want someone who is going to risk his life to block for Tua. In fact, I'm not even going to lie with you. I'm not going to blow smoke up any of you guys' butts. If I was the GM of the Dolphins, put on the hat, I would pick up my phone right now and I'd call up the Ravens and I'd be like, what do you want for Daniel Falafalai right now? What do you want? And the reason why I want Daniel Falafalai, because he's 6'7", 380 pounds, and can move really well. That's somebody I want blocking on my right side. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm trying to build a wall so no one can get around that guy. Imagine putting Daniel Falafalai on the right tackle spot and being like, okay, go ahead, try to get around that dude every snap. Hut to hut. It's gonna come out.
Yeah, hey, no, I agree. So. Or so Liam should be fine as a center backup or even starting at times. So
yep, there you go. Liam should be fine as a center backup or even starting. Maybe I don't mind him being the center backup if he can snap consistently, right to the chest, like nothing over here, nothing over here. I need it right here. Then I'm all with that. I heard reps Armstead took were with Wynn at left guard. To me, that says something. Yeah, me too. That's where I think it'll be starting. That doesn't mean I agree with who you have starting on the right tackle, bud. If you want to start Austin Jackson on right tackle,
I did say something.
Cool.
And
I wouldn't.
Hey, make sure, guys, if you like Steve Malloy, he's on my network at times, and he's also on the Fins Talk Sports Network. Check him out. He's a good Dolphin fan.
I think there's only one way I would be comfortable with Austin Jackson starting at right tackle, and I'd have to see this in practice firsthand, and I have to be like, go. And I need to see it 3 times in a row. And that's you winning your one-on-one battles with Jalen Phillips.
Yeah.
Bradley Chubb.
Hey.
If you
that's it. So that would be good, though. But then that would kind of hurt our 15 for 15 if he's getting beat by Austin Jackson.
No, honestly, that would make me feel a lot better about
I know, I'm just teasing. I know.
Now you're actually saying, hey, I'm willing to do this for you. Like, you need someone who's going to go do it, dude. Who's not just going to be like, I'm getting paid and I'm in the NFL and I'm the right tackle. No, bro, go out there and just get it done. Like, make it feel like it's part of your life, like it really means something, and show me that as a coach, and you can start at right tackle.
Yeah, well, I just hope. Yep, iron sharpens iron. So yeah, just get out there, and make them work hard, and
bingo.
No, I agree. That's well said.
That's why we need more competition in the offensive line group. Like, we've been talking about O-line now for the last 20 minutes, and I love it because I love line of scrimmage. If you want to make it better, you should have had Dalton Reisner here weeks ago. Like, we need to get this thing going and get the competition to where it's really cranked up to where someone's like, yelling at the next dude. If you can't do it, sit down. I'll take some reps, and jump in there and you just beat someone's ass. I'm sorry I use cuss, but that's what has to happen.
Hey, I'm with you. And what also has to happen, guys, if you give me a thumbs up, and throw a laser pack at the subscribe button. Tell your friends, hey, this Dolphin Thirsty guy and all of his co-hosts like Justin and Steve and all those guys are really cool. DG Live's been with me on shows before too. Just join our team. I look at you as team members more than subscribers because I do this for fun, just to talk about the Miami Dolphins. Mr. Justin here, though, has some great jerseys. If you love Miami Dolphins, he's very busy, he was telling me. But if there's any Dolphins or any players on an NFL team, but I'm assuming you're Dolphin fans if you're in here, Justin, how can they hook up with you if you want to, if they want to buy a jersey from you from one of the players on the team?
You can get at me at on my X account and DM me at JPF Scout and send me a DM what you want, team, player, color, size. I'll get you on the list and hook you up. It's gonna be a long season of great aqua and orange news all year, and I'm looking forward to it. Stuff's gonna fly off the shelf, and we're just gonna have a great time.
Yeah, hey, it's going to be cool, man. I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, long overdue. We need a playoff. We've had some winning seasons, but we've had very few. It's been over 2 decades now, that we've won a playoff game. So to me, this is no excuse this season from anyone on the team. No excuse for Greer, Tua, all the way down to the last special teams player. There's no excuse. We got to win a playoff game this year. We got to win, or this whole experiment is looking bad.
I've got a question for everybody.
Okay, shoot.
I'll start with you, and everybody else can just chime in if they want. What would make, and you're talking about playoffs and getting to the playoffs, winning more than one playoff game, right? What would make this team more dangerous than anything if you could add it to it? And like, what would be that thing?
Well, you know me, I'm pretty consistent. I want a solid offensive line. So like your Reisner or someone like that added on. And I want more depth, but you seem a little more positive about our backup defensive line than I am, because not on the outside, a little on the interior defensive line and maybe some linebacker, but interior defensive line, because behind Sealer and Wilkins, I'm a little concerned, but you like some of the young guys that, and
I like the guy they just added.
Raycon Davis, but outside of those three interior, I don't even know the names that well right now. So those are the guys I'd be watching tonight.
Deshaun Hand's been in this league for 3, 4, 5 years.
Okay, and you like that signing. Okay, I'm going to take your word.
He's had a lot of success in this league. Now, there is a problem with it, and it's the problem the Dolphins have with all their players, is they seem to like these guys who have injury history, and they'll bring them in and be like, let's give him a chance. Let's see if he can resurrect his career and stay healthy. One single player, question mark.
And then he said,
not one single player, bro. Not one single player. I'm talking like one thing, like he just mentioned, the offensive line. I'll tell you what it would be for me, and it would be a running game. A running game that you can lean on. A running game you can be like, let's just shove it down their throat. That would make this team unstoppable. And the reason why is because you already got a good defense. Now you're going to have a running game that can shove it down someone's throat, and you got all that weaponry and outside. Now you can pass. They ain't going to know what the hell to do. They ain't going to know whether to come into the box or whether to drop into coverage. If you add that running game, you win the Super Bowl. You win the whole thing, baby. All you need is that running game and that threat of the run, and then keep Tua upright, obviously, in his pass sets. That's obvious. But if you add that running game, and you are a threat to run the ball for like 5, 7 yards, every time you do it with like some breaks of 20s, 50 to the house, you're going to win the whole thing. So, running game.
So how about first let's see. First let me go to he chimed in first. I think the OL is fine. I think a complete DT. So there he goes. And then
a complete DT. Like what? Like what's
I mean, he's a backup, more quality players.
Adding Deshaun Hand is added you what you need. He just has to stay healthy. I mean, I can't say it more to you enough. Like, I'm comfortable at D-line with what you have now. Deshaun Hand, cool. Peely, bring him up.
We were talking behind scenes, so I already knew your answer when I was saying I'm a little worried about the defensive line.
I'm good.
You're good.
Now, if you go and add like an Akeem Hicks or Linville Joseph, and you add that on the mix, now you're really cooking, because Shelby Harris is already gone. Someone got him. Zach Cunningham's already gone. Someone got him. You missed the boats on both. So Cook, Reisner, get it done.
Okay. Speaking of cooking, you use the word. What do you think of Cook added to the run? Are you still on the Cook, or you're not as Cook? You still want Cook on the team?
All for it. I'll give you I'll give you $8 million right now. Just let's get this shit done. I'm done. I want this in-house. I want this done, because Cook adds what you can bring Cook into the backfield, and you can put A-Chain in the slot, bro. Like I told you at the beginning of the show, you makes the offense. You can't defend that. You're going to have people going to get 8 alive out of the slot, 8 alive out of the X, 8 alive out of the Z. Oh, and now you put Cook in the backfield? Hell, how the hell are we going to cover that? You're not.
Hey, yeah, I know. So Scotty agrees with you on the Hicks.
So I've been after
And
that
let's see,
one
we're getting caught up on
forever.
all your guys' comments because the show's coming to an end soon.
What do you
Yeah,
mean,
running game.
bro?
However, who
What do
is
you
available
mean?
for that?
What do you mean who's available for that position? You have 4 of them right now on your roster. Mostert, you have Wilson, you have Ahmed, you have Gaskin, you add Cook to that. Now you have Cook, Mostert, Wilson, Achane. That's who, bro. You put all
And
those
then
guys in there. You're thinking of a guy who can pound it at him like a Derrick Henry and that kind of a running back. I'm thinking of more along the lines of like cut you with 1,000 little cuts. Do you understand what I'm saying now? And then hit you with a long one. So that would be
right,
Achane, Mostert, Cook. That's who's
and then you
running that
throw a
position.
little Cook on the menu, and then you're really
Then
cooking
you're
us.
cooking.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, cut crossing and add 3.1 million
I'm
to
with
Cook's
it.
off.
I wanted to do this a month ago, bro. Like honestly, yes. Let's go. Let's get rid of Wilson. Let's get rid of Ogba. Let's cut Crossen. Let's add Reisner. Let's add Cook. Let's get Hicks. That would be getting greedy. And then you would really be, man, now you're really cooking with something here. See? That's what
So
we need
where
to
do you
do.
have if Dalton signs with the Dolphins? Where do you have him starting at?
If Reisner signs with the Dolphins, that makes things so much interesting because now I have Reisner starting at left guard and I have Wynn going into a deep, heated battle with Cedric Ogbuehi and Austin Jackson, with Austin Wynn winning the right tackle spot.
All right, hey, that'd be cool. That's good. So he understands what you're saying.
Thank you. I knew you would once I explained it that way. 1,000 little cuts rather than just pounding it at them. Because then over time, they're like, a defense is going to get, that's so disheartening, you guys. Once you get cut like that 1,000 times over and over and over again,
Yeah.
you just are like, oh, I can't stop this damn dude, and you give up. And that's
No,
what
I
I want the
agree.
Dolphins to do to teams. I want them to demoralize them. What are
Yeah,
you
I think
thinking
he means
about
Chris
this?
Brooks. I think he means Chris Brooks or whatever, the kid out of BYU.
You know what? It's crazy. I think he's got a great style that mixes into the NFL, and I think he's got a future ahead of him. But I just don't think it's not with the Dolphins. And the reason why is because I see this happen year after year, and I get onto a guy, and I'm like, yeah, he's good, like Jared Dokes. Like yeah, we do need someone who can pound it. But you have Jeff Wilson, you have Raheem Mostert, you got guys who can pound it. You just got to give them the ball and keep them healthy in the point of the year where you want them to pound it. Imagine keeping Mostert healthy and like letting Achane and letting Cook and all these other guys get the carries early, and then getting into a playoff game and letting Mostert get those angry runs like he had against the Jets where he's stiff arming people to the ground and running them over. Imagine that. You could win like that, right? All right. That's why I'm saying you keep them healthy, bro. And that's why you add as many as you can. It's smart.
No, I agree. So Brooks has an outside shot just due to his size of what I mean, he could be out of Gaskin. You don't think he could be out of Gaskin?
He ain't beating out none of the backs that are ahead of us. I know you guys want to all get on the high hope. I hear you. I love the underdog story.
No, I know you do. I was just saying.
But if he made it, dude, I would shit a brick. Honestly, I really would. There's no way. There's just no way.
Wait, health? Yeah, that's it. Healthy is in. That's a problem. That's with the Dolphins.
That's our whole
I
team.
guess every NFL team, but yes, the Dolphins have seen to. We already went down with Jalen Ramsey. Waddle's a little bit hurt, but I haven't heard any updates. So hopefully that's a good thing and it's nothing serious. If you guys reading anything out there about any Waddle status, hopefully we're good. Brooks hasn't been getting many in camps, according to Steve Malloy, and sign Fournette. Oh, there's a old name from the past. I'm not. Nah, I would rather. I mean, I guess.
I would be okay with
he's
that.
good if you want to pound it, but who's he going to be placed in? Then Gaskin or someone's got. Because, like I said,
well, if you were to get him, you obviously ain't getting Cook, and you got a whole nother vision of line. Like he would definitely be my goal line back if I'm signing Fournette. He's my 30 yardage down back, my short distance back, and my goal line back for sure. Yes, I'm with that. But you have Alec Ingold. You have guys who can do it, man. You just got to give them the ball. Like, remember last year when they brought Smythe into motion and he came up under center and, like, it was Tour, one of the back, Skyler was, like, acting like he's calling some plays over here, and then Smythe took the snap from under center and ran in. I'm down to run it like that. I don't care. As long as I got someone who can get it in there. Like, I know everybody wants a bigger back. So did I. But that's why we have to hit them with 1,000 little cuts rather than pounding them to death. So
right. And that may be more the style that, McDaniel's looking for is what you're talking about.
I think it is. Yeah, I think that's more his style. Like 1,000 little cuts and then hit him with some long ones. Like, I think I think that off the chain is going to be a lot better than anybody thought of, you know, because I remember during the draft process, how many people were trying to clown on me, being like, "Oh, that dude can't block, that dude
Right.
can't pass." What's it looking like backs versus backers now, bro? Because that dude's
Yeah.
actually out there doing it, and he's the only guy out there doing it. So now what? Now tell me what he can't do. Because I'm telling you now, my eyes don't lie. When I see the film, you don't think I'm watching this film, scouting these dudes, and I don't go pull up his tape one-on-one versus a dude blocking? You don't think I look at that? Because I do. And I knew he could do it because I saw him do it.
Yeah. Now he's just got to step up and do it. Let's see. Cook, Ajay, Mozart, Fournette, Ingo Go does it all. So.
Yes, bro. Yes, Scotty. We're in agreement for the first time today. I love that last statement. They do.
Well, he also agreed with you on Hicks. So we're 2 in a row, man.
We're 2. Let's go, baby. No,
we're 2 in a row.
Yes, I'm hearing the same thing, RL. I'm hearing the same thing, bro. I love it. You know what that says, right? You know what that means, right? The Dolphins are like, damn, we got a 3-down back. We have a guy. We got a 3-down back. I think that's why Cook ain't happening. I think that's exactly why Cook's not happening. It's because they're like, we got our chain. Hey, you remember what I said like 3 months ago? Remember? Everyone was like, Cook. Before I got on to being like, oh, Cook. I was like, we got our chain. We don't need Cook. We got our chain. Now it's looking like I was right the whole damn time. That's why they probably ain't going to bring in Cook, is because of our chain. And if that's the case, go put your money in right now for our chain Rookie of the Year.
I would like Adam with some humor this morning. Ace Ventura and Dan Marino are going to come off the bench for the Dolphins this year. So, Adam, welcome. I don't think you've ever been in here before. If you have some good humor, why don't you throw a thumbs up, fins up, like I like to say, fins up, thumbs up at my show today. Adam.
My only question would be is, can Jim Carrey and Dan Marino hold a block?
Exactly. Hearing A-Chain is doing well on 3rd downs.
Heard the same
thing. Hey,
man.
Adam. Thank you, Adam. So it's all good, man. So I don't know, man. It's like I say, every year I'm a little hopeful. This year I'm a lot more hopeful on the Dolphins. We've gotten everything. This is what I'm calling this year the no excuse year of 2023. I wish I had a rhyme with that. I don't. But this is to me the no excuse. There's no excuse for anyone on the roster, from the coaching staff to anyone. This is it. This is what we set up for. When Chris Greer, the minute he traded for Hill, he reset the whole team. He's not saying, oh, we're just waiting and building anymore. In the middle of last season, you go and throw another 1st-round pick away to get Chubb. So there you go. And you gave both, you gave Hill the bag of money, you gave Chubb the bag of money. So you're telling the fans this is a no excuse that we're here to win it. Yeah, this is now. Are you in agreement with that statement that they're telling us this is now?
I am in a total agreement with that statement, and I'll be honest with you. I'm gonna back it up. I'm gonna double up what you just said. This is it, you guys. This is it. Remember when we tanked for Tua. This was it. This was the vision, and now we're gonna play it out. And now we need to just go all out. I said this to myself the other day in the shower. The players empty the tank every week for the fans. They put everything out on the line for them. Do they not? Yes, they do. Yep. It's time for the ownership group and for the Dolphins to empty the bag, bro. Go into the negative. I don't care. And you empty the whole thing for the players now in order to win. You just empty it all. Go into the negative. Sign whoever you need to sign. Sign them all. And the reason why is because this is it. You're going for it right now. I'm doubling down my money on it. If they were to sign up Cook and Reisner, I'll go put another $50 on the Dolphins to win the whole damn thing. But you just need to do it now. Like, there is no waiting. Now, right now. Yep. So empty the tank now. I mean, spend all the money now. Let's do this. Yep.
No, I know. I agree, man. Because this is it, man. Greer's job is going to be on the line. I think because Ross, when he was asked, like, hey, you spend a lot of money to build this thing up, are you expecting results? And his quick answer was, hell yes. So,
Damn right. You better believe it.
Yeah, damn right. I think that's what he said. Damn right. That was his answer.
I'm not playing,
damn
bro.
Right.
Like, if I was the GM, it would be the same statements coming out of my mouth. You damn right we are. And I'm a gutsy dude.
That was the Ross saying it. So I think Greer's job is because he said, are you expecting results? And he says, damn right I am.
Let's go, bro. That tells me, that's music to my ears. That's what I want to hear.
So he does. He doesn't want to hear excuses like, oh, well, this guy got, like he said, you can't predict injuries, of course, but you got to plan for them. And by
But
planning for them, you have depth.
exactly. You gotta have contingency plans on top of contingency plans.
Yeah, no, yes.
Yep, we're
So
wrapping
anyway,
up on that time of the hour, you guys.
yeah,
So
it's
if you
that time, man. You got to get out there working
and
and going.
subscribe.
Dolphins play tonight, guys, 7 p.m.
Yep.
against the Falcons.
Be there.
Preseason, but it still will be good to have the eyes on the Aqua and Orange out there running around, playing some football. We won't see some of the big names, but we will see names that will make the team.
I
And
love this.
remember, no one really heard of Skylar Thompson other than geeks like us that follow all that stuff. And then last year he did so well that they were too scared to put him on the practice squad because some team would have poached him. So every year someone steps, some team steps up, some players step up, and you're like, whoa, this kid can play. I never even heard of him coming out of college, and here he is, running around and making his name. Like, who would have thought Cater Kohu would play such an important part in the Dolphins last year? So
I know
this is when people.
Yeah,
I know.
It wasn't me.
Oh, okay, it wasn't you. All right, hey, yeah, there you go. Anyway, that's it, guys. Yeah, some Friday night under the lights. That's for sure. Remember, I'm the worst promoter. Yeah, there you go. There's some. Hey, we kind of have the same taste in hats today. A little different, but got the same little logo stuff. Anyway, guys, as always, thank you. I'm a horrible promoter, but make sure you hit that thumbs up on the way out. And, that's going to do it for us today. Justin, like I say, I know you got to run. I'll text you later.
All right, man.
Thank you. Thank you for coming back to the show, man.
Absolutely.
All right.
See you guys
later, guys. Fins up.
Dolphins thirsty, they never show no mercy. On the field or in the game, man, he knows how to play. Dolphins thirsty, we all get down and dirty. Tell you what you want to know, it's the Dolphins Show. Quench your thirst for all things Miami Dolphins.